Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lawrence Report. Tonight's broadcast discussing the season finale of Martha's Vineyard, episode 9. Wow, it's crazy, and it's hard to believe that the season finale is already here. I feel like those weeks for this show went by so quick for some reason this year versus last year. Maybe it's just me, but one thing's for sure, I fully expect that we will have a cast shakeup. And I don't believe Amir will be back. I don't believe Summer will be back. And I don't see, hopefully, this is the big one that I really hope she don't come back. I'm talking about Bria and Simon. Bria, I hope that she's done with the show. We know Jasmine, I think she may not be back because, she just had a baby. I understand that. So I am expecting a cast shakeup very soon for next year, but we shall see. But let's get into the season finale. I felt like this season finale was kind of rushed. I felt like there's certain points in this episode, in the final episode, that it just seemed, I don't know, maybe it was just me. It just felt like it was rushed, and I feel like they could have took their time, but they just put all the pieces of the puzzle together right quick and just said, hey, we're done. But it is what it is, right? But we are still dealing with the ramifications when it comes to Nick being so-called touchy, and how Amir's girlfriend is able to escape everything is absolutely amazing to me. Now, Nick felt some type of way. He's like, listen, y'all talking about my character. I work hard to build myself up as the man that I am, right? We saw him get into that argument with Bria and the other girls in the house because they feel like he's being handsy, but they never fully addressed it to him, and he's feeling some type of way about this right here, right? And this right here killed me when Amir said something like, well, I know he's not raising his voice. I know he wouldn't raise his voice at me and my girlfriend. I know he wouldn't do that. No. The one thing, if Amir decides to leave, I thought about this the other day. If Amir decides to leave, right, who's going to wash the dishes in the house? Because we know that Amir has been the number one dishwasher person in the house. He always takes care of, I feel like, the dishwashing and the trash as well. So, but like I said, I kind of felt bad for Nick these last two episodes, because at the same time, this puts the jeopardy of his relationship, right? Because I feel like that conversation was supposed to strictly been between the girls, right? But here comes Amir's girlfriend, Natalie. She comes spilling the beans. And Amir later finds out that, yeah, his girl did kind of, was being kind of messy, but he didn't want to take ownership of it. And like I said, she is basically a scapegoat, right? Because nobody's looking at Amir's girlfriend as a person who spilled the tea, right? And the ladies, I feel like if he was being so-called handsy and touchy, I feel like for them, it wasn't something that was of dire strength, right? Because they felt like it was, well, what I'm looking for is they felt like it wasn't something that needed to be addressed so quickly, right? They did talk about it, but it needed to be talked about so quickly. But poor Nick, I hate it for him. They saying he's handsy. Was he flirty? Yeah, definitely flirty. But yeah, that kind of stuff like that, if something like that gets out, he more than likely, he should probably come to Tasia as a man and tell her, I may have been doing a little bit too much in the house. I want to apologize to you, because we need to clear the air before we can go forward as a couple. So, Nick, sorry about that, bro. Now, I gotta know, why did Bria call that man Nick Urkel? Oh my God. And the look on his face had me dying completely, y'all. I'm sorry. That had me dying. And not to mention, oh my God, her and Amir going at it. And I think Amir, he felt like his little princess, could never say such a thing. And why would y'all bring that up now, knowing that she can't defend herself, right? But the thing about Amir, he didn't want to take responsibility for what the drama, the tea, the messiness, whatever you want to call it, the beans that was spilled from his girlfriend. That's when he walked out of the house and he was storming, walking out of the house, completely upset and angry at Bria. But again, this goes back to Natalie. You know, I feel like the girls didn't want to come out and say it, but Natalie was like, well, if y'all don't want to say it, you know, I'll speak up for y'all. And the girls had an opportunity to say, no, be good, it ain't that serious. But they kind of let Natalie go ahead and do it. And that's when all the drama and the tea and the messiness, everything that happened got spilled over. So the girls could have squashed it there, but they seemed to be, you know, okay with the conversation leaving the hammock. One of the funniest parts of this episode was when Milo got lost. They had the entire cast, the filming crew was looking for Milo because Bria said basically that, you know, I'm going to send Milo to boarding school. Milo wasn't trying to hear that. I put out a tweet about that. Milo said, who you about to send to boarding school? Not me. So Milo was taking a long trip around the vineyard. But speaking of Bria, you know, she said something about her and Simon not officially being soulmates. Now, I always thought whenever you married someone, that was your soulmate. Am I right or wrong? So I'm wondering, is she settling for Simon? Y'all let me know. Because, like I said, when I hear the word soulmate, I'm thinking that that's a person you're going to marry, you're going to spend eternity with. But she had me confused about that. Y'all let me know what y'all think when it comes to finding the right one versus a soulmate. Is it a difference or is it the same thing? And one thing about Bria, and this is what Preston said also, she always runs away. He said that she is a child, right? And that's true. We saw her get into the argument with Nick. We saw her in the early episodes get into arguments. She always says her argument and then run away. So that is the one cast member that I want off the show. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. She's got to go. I'm proud of Summer finally realizing that she may need some help and she needs to leave a little bit earlier. She really could have left really around episode 4 or 5. You know, if she knows that she wants to be back home with her grandmother, her Nana, as she calls her, if she needs that type of counseling or mental health evaluation, there's nothing wrong with that. So I'm hoping that Summer is going to get the counseling that she needs, the peace of mind that she's searching for. So I wish her the best. I don't expect to see her back next summer, but we shall see. So I'm wishing the best for her and her journey. Her is what I meant to say. Shout out to Alex for, you know, bringing the feel the space vibes to the Vineyard. We know that is a musical oasis, a musical community that he's created in New York, but he wants to bring it to the Vineyard because if you remember from the previous episodes, there were some people upset that they didn't get an invite to his little musical shindig. So I think the cast enjoyed it. I thought it was a dope event myself. So again, shout out to him. He was really chill this summer. I didn't hear too much drama with him besides the situations with him and Noel in the early episodes, but he was more laid back, really cool brother, very chilled out, no drama with him for this season of Summer House, Martha's Vineyard. Now, I loved whenever, you know, we are at the final shot of this episode right here, right? You know, they're on the beach, they have a private dinner, and they play this game of impersonations. Icing on the cake. Everybody was hilarious impersonating everybody. And then we find out that, you know, Jasmine ends up having baby Cooper. You know, Silas comes home from his tour in the military. So that was the icing on the cake that, you know, that was very, very good. And seeing her cry and embrace Silas, you know, that was a very touching moment right there. And that's how basically this season of Summer House Martha Vineyard ends, right? But like I said at the top of the show, I fully expect for the most part, a brand new cast that is coming. And we know that there is going to be a reunion special coming out. I think I saw some pictures the other day when everybody was dressed in pink. So that's coming. I don't know when they're gonna air that, but that should be coming. But a new cast is on its way. I think it's needed. I think they need more men on the show, more single men for the ladies. Um, the ladies are okay, but I feel like there's about two of them you could replace, maybe three. You may end up like Jordan. She may end up being out. I could see her departing from the show, but we will see. But yeah, I enjoyed Summer House. Like I said, when I first started this series right here a couple weeks ago, I was watching this way last year when it was came out last year. I didn't start YouTube until this year, but I knew I was going to be breaking it down and sharing my thoughts. But yeah, I enjoyed Summer House. Great season. There's some highs and lows that I didn't like, some stuff that I did, but that's with every show, right? But Summer House, Martha's Vineyard, I will be here next year, Lord willing. And as always, thank you for tuning in to the Lawrence Report.